Quite often, so many people have misrepresented the character of God, thinking and claiming that the one of the New Testament is different from that of the Old. And the picture that they shed of the Old Testament God is that of a tyrant and one who is judgmental and impatient, but the one of the New Testament as loving, patient, and forgiving. But friends, I want to inform us that God has always been consistent, and all through the ages, He has maintained the perfect harmony between His justice and mercy. And actually, the book of Hosea will testify to this. For example, the first 3 chapters of the book of Hosea portray God in a marriage metaphor as a husband who is betrayed by his adulterous wife, but he never gives up on her. And now in chapter 11, he is portrayed in a parenting metaphor as a broken-hearted father whose child leaves him to take the path of waywardness, but he is still patient with this child. Verse 1, chapter 11 says, "When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son." And verse 3 says, "I have taught Ephraim to walk, taking them by their arms, but they did not know." I know that those who have been involved with their children from infancy can recall this experience. There are times that you have watched your child messed and you had to clean up that mess. And other times you have watched them injuring themselves because of falling and you had to nurse their wounds. But there are not so many instances that they can remember. And also you have watched them grow from teenage to adolescence. And you have seen them grow stubborn, naughty, and unruly. And friends, this also has been the experience that God has gone through with Israel. But verse 7 of chapter 11 says, "My people are bent on backsliding from me. Though they call to the Most High, none at all exalt him." And verse 8 says, actually God utters a heart-cutting statement and says, "How can I give you up, Ephraim? How can I hand you over, Israel?" Although these people had merited and indeed deserved punishment and utter destruction because of their iniquities, yet God, because of His loving kindness, still strived for them to repent and to be reformed and transformed. He could not give them up. What a lesson for every parent to learn from such a loving Father as God. Keep patient with your wayward children. Pray for them and long for them to return.
That man can change your life from 0 to hero in no time. He can take you from the grass